While Yakutsk isn't just a place on the map, it's a brutal test of life's limits. In the heart of Siberia, this is the coldest city on the planet, where thermometers have already reached an impressive 71 degrees Celsius, and winter seems to have no end. Here, the ground remains frozen almost all year round. The air cuts like a blade, and every breath reminds us that survival is not a right, it is a daily achievement. Still, life endures. In this extreme scenario, humans and animals share a territory shaped by permafrost and white silence. The landscapes are dominated by frozen forests, rivers that turn into ice roads, and a prolonged darkness that redefines the rhythm of existence. It is in this hostile world that unique species have developed extraordinary adaptations to face the most severe cold ever recorded in an inhabited area. Among the protagonists of this story is the Yakutian horse, one of the most resistant breeds on the planet. Capable of withstanding temperatures that would be fatal to most mammals, it represents the silent force of adaptation. By its side, the Siberian reindeer travels vast distances in search of food under the deep snow, maintaining ancestral traditions and sustaining both ecosystems and human cultures. Further north, the muskox emerges as a survivor of the Ice Age, covered in one of nature's densest coats. The Arctic fox, on the other hand, is small and agile and defies the cold with intelligence and flexibility, changing its coat according to the seasons. And over this frozen world, the snowy owl watches in silence, the ultimate symbol of precision and endurance in the Arctic skies. This documentary is a dive into wild Yakutsk, where every heartbeat happens against the extreme cold. A journey through one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth, where life doesn't just survive, it defies the impossible every day. The Yakutian horse is one of the greatest symbols of resistance in the Yakutsk wild. Originally from eastern Siberia, it lives in one of the coldest environments ever inhabited by large mammals, facing temperatures that can exceed 60 degrees during the winter. In a territory where the cold is constant and food is scarce, this animal has become a true survivor of the ice. Its body is compact and robust, an essential adaptation to conserve heat. The coat is extremely thick and can exceed 10 centimeters in length, forming a natural barrier against the biting wind in extreme temperatures. Under the skin, an additional layer of fat helps to keep body temperature stable even on the harshest days of the Siberian winter. Unlike other horse breeds, the Yakutian horse spends much of the year outdoors, even during snowstorms. He developed the ability to find food under thick layers of ice, using his hooves to dig through snow and reach frozen grasses. This ability is vital in a region where visible vegetation disappears for months. The metabolism of the Yakutian horse is also unique. During the winter, your body slows down, reducing energy expenditure and allowing long periods of limited food. In the short summer, it makes the most of the available vegetation, accumulating reserves that ensure its survival in the most extreme months. In addition to its ecological importance, the Yakutian horse has a profound cultural role. For centuries, it was essential for the survival of local peoples, serving as a means of transportation, a source of food, and a working partner. Its resistance allowed human occupation in one of the most inhospitable regions on the planet. In the frozen landscape of Yakutsk, the Yakutian horse represents the perfect union of strength, adaptation, and persistence. It doesn't just endure extreme cold, it thrives where almost no other species could exist. The Siberian reindeer is one of the most iconic species in the icy regions surrounding Yakutsk, symbolizing movement, endurance, and adaptation in a world dominated by extreme cold. Living in vast frozen plains, boreal forests, and snow-capped tundras, it faces temperatures that can reach levels that are lethal to most mammals. Still, the reindeer not only survives, but has become perfectly adjusted to this hostile environment. Its body is covered by a dense and hollow coat, which traps air and works as a powerful thermal insulator. This special hair structure helps maintain body heat and also makes it easier to float when the reindeer needs to cross icy rivers or flooded areas during seasonal migrations. Under the skin, a layer of fat reinforces protection against the intense cold. Siberian reindeer are known for their long migrations, traveling hundreds of kilometers in search of food and more favorable areas. Even during the harsh winter, they can locate lichens and mosses hidden under the snow, using their extremely keen sense of smell and wide hooves, which act as natural shovels to dig through the frozen ground. Another essential adaptation is in your circulatory system. The reindeer has a mechanism that reduces heat loss in the extremities, especially in the legs and muzzle, areas more exposed to cold. This thermal control allows the animal to remain active even at extremely low temperatures without compromising vital functions. The Siberian reindeer's social life is marked by large herds, a strategy that offers protection from predators and helps navigate the vast, monotonous landscapes of the tundra. Group travel also facilitates the transmission of knowledge between generations, especially about migratory routes and feeding areas. Like the Yakutian horse, the Siberian reindeer has a deep connection with the local people. For centuries, it was fundamental to human survival in Siberia, providing food, clothing, and transportation. In wild Yakutsk, the reindeer represents the continuity of life in an environment where each adaptation makes the difference between resisting and disappearing. The musk ox is one of the oldest and hardiest creatures inhabiting the icy regions near Yakutsk, a true survivor of the Ice Age that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. In an environment where extreme cold, biting winds, and food scarcity dominate the scene, this animal represents the brute force of adaptation to the Arctic. Its body is compact, low, and extremely robust, an ideal way to reduce exposure to wind and conserve heat. The musk ox's most striking feature is its thick coat, which is considered one of the densest of any mammal on the planet. It is composed of two layers, a long and resistant outer layer, which protects against snow and wind, and an inner one called kiviot, extremely thin and insulating, capable of maintaining heat even at temperatures below 50 degrees Celsius. Living in open tundras and snow-covered regions for most of the year, musk ox feeds on grasses, mosses, and lichens. During the winter, when the ground is frozen, it uses its strong hooves to scrape snow and reach hidden vegetation. This ability to feed even in the harshest conditions ensures its survival where few herbivores can resist. The musk ox's defensive behavior is one of the most impressive in the Arctic. When threatened by predators such as wolves, individuals form a compact circle, positioning the pups in the center and turning their horns outward. This formation creates a virtually impenetrable barrier, turning the group into a living fortress against attack. Despite its heavy and slow-moving appearance, the musk ox is capable of rapid movements when needed, especially during confrontations or short escapes. Their broad, curved horns are used both for defense and in disputes between males during the reproductive period when competition for females intensifies. The musk ox's presence in the coldest regions of the planet is a vivid reminder of a remote past, when vast areas of the northern hemisphere were dominated by ice. In wild Yakutsk, it symbolizes absolute endurance, showing that life can persist even in the most extreme conditions, as long as it is perfectly adapted to the environment. The Arctic fox is one of the creatures best adapted to the extreme cold that dominates the Yakutsk region, representing intelligence, versatility, and survival in one of the most hostile environments on the planet. Small in size but gigantic in adaptability, it lives in open tundras, frozen plains, and areas where temperatures can drop below 60 degrees, conditions that would be fatal for most mammals. Its body is compact, with small ears and a short muzzle, a conformation that drastically reduces heat loss. The Arctic fox has one of the most efficient coats in nature. During the winter, their fur becomes extremely dense and usually white, functioning as a powerful thermal insulator and also as perfect camouflage in the snow-covered landscape. In the summer, this coat changes to brownish or grayish tones, allowing the animal to blend into the tundra's exposed soil. In addition to its fur, the Arctic fox has impressive physiological adaptations. Its paws are covered with thick hair, including on the pads, which prevents direct contact with ice and provides traction on slippery surfaces. Its metabolism is tuned to conserve energy, allowing it to endure long periods of food scarcity without compromising vital functions. The Arctic fox's diet is extremely varied, an essential factor for its survival in wild Yakutsk. It feeds on small rodents, birds, eggs, insects, and even remains left by large predators. During the harsh winter, when hunting becomes more difficult, the fox demonstrates a remarkable ability to locate prey under the snow, utilizing its extremely keen hearing. When it detects movement below the surface, it jumps and dives headfirst into the snow, capturing prey accurately. Another crucial behavior for their survival is the habit of storing food. The Arctic fox buries food scraps in different parts of the territory, creating reserves for periods of scarcity. This strategy demonstrates a high level of planning and spatial memory, rare characteristics in such extreme environments. The social life of the Arctic fox varies according to the season. In many cases, she lives in monogamous pairs during the reproductive period, sharing the rearing of the young. The burrows dug into the frozen ground or on hillsides can be used for successive generations, forming true family structures over the years. These shelters are essential to protect the puppies from the intense cold and biting winds. Even though it is a small animal, the Arctic fox faces constant challenges. Climate change directly affects their habitat, altering the availability of prey and favoring competing species from warmer regions. Still, it remains a symbol of resilience in the Arctic, demonstrating an extraordinary capacity for adaptation. In Yakutsk, where extreme cold dictates all the rules of life, the Arctic fox shows that surviving depends not only on physical strength, but on intelligence, flexibility, and precise strategies. Its silent presence in frozen landscapes is proof that, even within the confines of absolute cold, life finds ingenious ways to persist. The snowy owl is one of the most impressive and symbolic birds of the icy regions surrounding Yakutsk, embodying silence, precision, and absolute mastery of extreme cold. Inhabiting open tundras and snow-covered landscapes for much of the year, it faces harsh temperatures, biting winds, and long periods of darkness, remaining one of the main aerial predators in the Arctic. Its extremely dense white plumage acts as a powerful thermal insulator, allowing the snowy owl to withstand temperatures far below freezing. This coloration is not only aesthetic, but a perfect camouflage in the snow, making it almost invisible to both prey and possible threats. The feathers even cover their legs and feet, a rare adaptation among birds, which protects sensitive areas from freezing. The sight of the snowy owl is extraordinary. Their large eyes are adapted to capture as much light as possible, allowing for efficient hunting even in low-light conditions. In addition, their hearing is extremely keen, able to detect small rodents moving under thick layers of snow. This combination of senses makes the snowy owl a highly efficient hunter, even in environments where visibility is limited. The flight of the snowy owl is almost completely silent. Its feathers have special edges that reduce sound while traveling, allowing stealthy approaches. When it locates prey, it dives with millimeter precision, quickly capturing it with strong, sharp claws. Lemurs, small mammals, and birds are part of its diet, varying according to the availability of the environment. Unlike many birds, the snowy owl is predominantly diurnal, especially during the Arctic summer, when the sun can remain visible for long periods. This flexibility of behavior allows it to make the most of hunting opportunities by adapting its habits to the extreme cycle of light and dark characteristic of the region. The reproduction of the snowy owl is directly linked to the abundance of prey. In favorable years, it can produce large litters, while in periods of scarcity, it can simply not reproduce. This strategy ensures that energy is invested only when there is a real chance of survival for the puppies. In wild Yakutsk, the snowy owl represents the dominance of the air in a frozen world. Quiet, precise, and perfectly adapted, it shows that even in the most extreme temperatures, life not only resists, but specializes. Its presence in the vast white landscapes is a reminder that the balance of nature depends on both strength and subtlety. While Yakutsk reveals one of the most extreme scenarios ever inhabited by life on Earth, in a place where thermometers can mark 71 degrees Celsius, each animal featured in this documentary represents a unique response to absolute cold. From the Yakutian horse, shaped to withstand freezing, to the snowy owl, silent ruler of the icy skies, life not only survives, but organizes, adapts, and finds balance amidst the eternal ice. These creatures show that the cold is not just an obstacle, but a force that shapes bodies, behaviors, and survival strategies. Dense coats, fine-tuned metabolism, collective intelligence, and highly developed senses are the result of thousands of years of adaptation to an unforgiving environment. Yakutsk is not only the coldest city on the planet, but a true natural laboratory that reveals how far life can go when pushed to the limit. As we observe this frozen world, we are reminded that nature knows no absolute limits, only challenges. If this journey through wild Yakutsk impressed you, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and comment from where you are watching this documentary. Your participation helps to continue exploring the most extreme places on the planet and the incredible forms of life that endure in them.